Tonight on Piha Rescue. 5 minutes into IRB patrol, disaster. Hypothermia strikes in midsummer.
Darling, can you hear me?
And the guards face the biggest mass rescue Piha's seen in years.
Yo, yo, yo!
It's another scorching day at Piha. The Lifeguards have nominated the northern end of the beach the place to swim this morning.
Fairly rough and rugged conditions, and it's a beautiful day after a couple of days of rain in Auckland. So my guess is that I think we're going to have a real busy day on the beach. With good sized surf and that onshore, I think we're going to have a couple of rips later this afternoon that are really going to start cranking, and we're going to be busy people.
And it doesn't take long before horse is proven correct. The guards help a girl who passed out in knee-deep water. They need to get her up to the medical room for checks. Her friends have no idea why she fainted.
Oh, she was just swimming and then got a bit dazed.
Passing out is a symptom of many things. Exhaustion, low blood sugar, or too much alcohol.
She just started feeling sick and started fainting.
Just collapsed, so yeah. Not sure, they'll probably give her a bit of oxygen, I think, and take it from there.
She's still in a bad way. Jacqueline observes the girl's vital signs are very weak.
Tyler, can you open your eyes? Just try and keep them open. And one of you guys just want to keep talking to Talia. It's really good for us. We'll just keep her eyes open.
Medical officer Jonathan tries to prevent her going to sleep. He checks her blood pressure and temperature and discovers that the girls were out partying last night.
Just ask for a better day on my night last night.
That's the way. So we've got a few drinks last night.
Drunk last night. No party drinks.
Okay.
Nothing this morning.
Breakfast this morning? Talia, have some breakfast this morning? Yeah.
The girl has extreme hypothermia.
This young lady is pretty cold, so she's a temperature of only about 30 degrees, that should be 37, so we need to warm her up. And all the other vital signs are within normal limits. She's not having difficulty breathing, but she's real sleepy, so that's probably the main area of concern for us, I would say.
5.1.
Yeah. Talia, keep your eyes open. Are you ready to keep talking to her? Wake her up for us, let's keep her awake. Talia, open your eyes for us. Can you keep your eyes open? I need you to keep your eyes open for me.
Jacqueline calls an ambulance. Meanwhile, outside, it's standing room only between the flags, and the crowd is having a great time. All except this surfer, who's drifting towards Lion Rock fast.
Is your hand up?
Okay, where's the other one?
Yeah, where's the IRB?
Yeah, let's go, right?
Go here they go, here they are.
Yogi and Rod are on IRB duty. All that paddling, and he's getting nowhere. Just when it seems all hope is lost, he gets a last-minute reprieve and scrambles back to safety.
Coming in pretty quickly. I think he's had a big fright actually. He's just running back in now, so that's good. He could have ended up being really macerated on the rocks.
It's not a good place to be. Got all this shit coming at you. Right, out of here. Out of here.
the guards decide to move the flags a bit further south to avoid more mishaps. Back in the medical room, things have improved, but only slightly. Talia's temperature is still critically low. The girl is fading in and out of consciousness.
What's your last name, Talia? Talia? What's your last name?
It's imperative they keep her awake.
What's your mum's name? Talia?
Talia was lucky to only be in shallow water when she blacked out. Things could have been a lot worse in deep water.
Talia, can you hear me?
Not Flash. The girl's just not responding here. We would like to see her responding. We've got her a bit warmer now, but she's just not responding. Can't seem to get her to come around, so a little bit apprehensive about, is there another condition that we're not aware of? Shouldn't send Peter take on any water. But yeah, we're glad the ambulance is here because
PR from Servcom, would like to just get an update on the hypothermic patient, over.
ambulance has just arrived. Patient is not responding how we would like at this stage, but the paramedics have just arrived in the ambulance, so they're just doing a quick assessment at the moment, over.
The only thing the ambulance crew can do is to wrap her up and get her to hospital, fast.
There's definitely an element of hypothermia, quite severe hypothermia. I think there's an issue perhaps of some dehydration and just some fatigue from the night before. Who knows, she may have some other underlying medical conditions, but I need to test for that at hospital.
3 p.m. and the flags are in the 3rd position so far today. They're now at the southern end of the beach. It's packed. Everyone's having a ball in the water, on the sand, this guy showing off his mankinning.
Tight turns in about half hour, and that's where it's an hour later today. Once it turns, that's where it can start working. So.
And not long after, horse is proven right again. Several people desperately tread water with their hands up, signalling their distress. Lifeguards Yogi and Rod are first on the water. Although there's a cast of thousands here, there's actually only one guy that needs a pickup. The rest swam out to help him. The guys that helped did everything right. They were able to swim out by themselves and raised the alarm for the guards. An impressive good deed. An hour later, Yogi and Dave decide to do a water patrol now that the tide has turned. The guards are extra vigilant in conditions like these. Five minutes into IRB patrol, disaster. The wave catches Yogi off guard. It's his first flip in over 20 years driving. They need to get the boat out of the water and reinstate the motor fast. The junior guards bring the only spare boat onto the beach.
Okay, come more!
The weight issue is worse in Horse's boat. At this sluggish pace and with the wave almost upon them, cameraman Saunder makes a split-second decision. He jumps.
Just got slipped out and couldn't touch the ground.
Scary?
Oh, yeah. I just strangled the seawater.
Sorry?
Strangled the seawater.
Finally, Horse is back at the shoreline. And Yogi is already on the way out. Another hand is up. There's no end in sight for this rescue. These guys went out to help someone and ended up being rescued themselves.
Just trying to save a guy and a girl. Out there, we don't know. Was that quick? Interview now? Or was it just interview?
You guys alright?
Yeah. He told him not to kick it. He was just panicking the other guy.
Crap. We didn't realise that like we were so far out.
Yeah, I was
and then I was trying to swim, and then yeah, I was swimming in one spot.
Yeah.
Scared. Didn't help much.
Out at sea, Scott and Yogi reach the next group. Lifeguards John and George are already there with rescue tubes.
Under the boat, you alright?
Only just.
You okay, mate?
Another hand up to the left. They've seen it. They've got him. They're going, good boys.
Horses out the back again in IRB2. A boogie boarder props up another struggling swimmer.
Hold on. You're right. You're alright? Thanks, mate. Thanks very much. You alright, dude? What's the second to save today? Yeah. Were you helping the other guys?
Horse checks on his tube swimmers.
Good, sweet George. Oh. Take a minute, I'll come back and grab you, John.
The endless rescue continues.
I'm just going to go grab John
Today, some rescuees are actually rescuers.
Oh, it's a little hole here started. Took about 5 people out. We went out and helped a couple of guys that were in real trouble. And just waited till the end and came in with the boat.
This guy had a very close call.
Time, eh? It's time. 5,
Both boats head out for a final look. And Yogi finds 2 more swimmers stuck in the hole.
Come around, mate. You guys alright? Yeah, cheers, mate.
Number 11, safe back in the shallows. Like the others, he's got just one thing to say.
Pretty tired.
You just get picked up in the boat.
Yeah.
You alright?
I want to talk about it.
Yeah, just checking you're alright.
Yeah,
Didn't
fine.
take on any water. Okay, now?
Yeah, thanks a lot to these guys.
Guys got sucked up.
Yeah, scary?
Yeah.
Not really helpless. I can keep on swimming for quite a long time, but I just no matter how much you try to get to shore, you can't feel the current.
Yep, looks like we got them all in. There's 9 or 11 people though, I think.
I was halfway through the chips, I'll be cold now.
Oh, a lot of people. From about waist depth water, it's sucking really hard. So people getting sucked out of their depth. If they're non-swimmers, they're in trouble.
I knew he had a couple, so I knew they were safe with him, so we went and grabbed the other guys who were just hanging onto some surf or something like that, I think. So.
That was a big swim.
Well, we couldn't get those 2 big Polynesians, but we couldn't get the boat up and moving. Saunder had to jump out because the boat was about to take us from behind.
I realised the boat was really struggling.
But apparently, talking to the big Polynesian fellas, they went out to help somebody else. I don't know what they went out, but that's what they reckon they were doing.
Yeah, well, I was just standing in sort of knee-deep water. Next thing, there was arms everywhere. And it was going off.
Today's patrol was a joint effort between the volunteer guards and the general public. And with the beach now closed, Holiday makers have to find their fun out of the water.